welcome back to my channel. Today, I want to do a little bit of an intermission. I might give you another WoW Alpha hardcore leveling video later, or at the latest tomorrow. It's already been recorded. The only thing is that I have a little bit of a separate issue at the moment that I really would like to address. Um, so you all saw, well, maybe not all of you, but some of you probably saw my thoughts on WoW Classic video where I was playing on my rank 14 warrior. I have a problem with said warrior at the moment. The problem being is that my account got hacked in 2020 after I got burned out on WoW Classic. I don't know when exactly it happened. I just know that when I came back to oh, as I fall down here. When I came back to play TBC, I couldn't log in. So I contacted the Blizzard support. I sent them my password. I did everything I had to do to get my account back. I got my account back. The only caveat was that the GM had to restore my account. These are the old gnome models, by the way. They're a little bit cursed, kind of funny. The GM had to restore my account or my character, my warrior, to the state he was in before he had been taken over. So that means that whatever the guy that hacked my account did on the warrior, if he did anything, I don't know, but it had been reset. The only thing that he didn't reset properly was my character name, which was a string of random characters, and he could not change that for me, he said, when he restored my character, which I found quite odd. The thing is, though, if any one of you has ever had a problem with WoW or any other Blizzard game, you will know how hard it is these days to get in contact with customer support. There is about 90 automated ticket issue problem solvers, and there is just one way of actually opening a web ticket these days. Back in my days, when we played in 2005, the game was much smaller, but somehow the customer service was a lot better. I mean, you had game masters in the game. Sometimes they would even show themselves to you and like show you that they could fly. They would teleport you places if you had an issue. It was a whole different ball game, quite literally. And these days, you're lucky if you can open a web ticket. It's really hidden in there. You have to click on my issue is not listed. You have to type out a novel for them. You have to wait a day for them to respond with a single line of an answer. Either they can help you and it's going to be fixed, or they can't. And that's kind of like what I want to talk about today. How is it possible that we have a multi-million-dollar company that is unable or unwilling to fix issues? The most glaring issue obviously being gold selling, botting, all those things. We only have an automated report system. No human is really reviewing all those issues. I think there's plenty of videos that showcase that by Asmongold or by Stay Safe or by whoever. I think the most recent one yesterday, actually, Azimus made a video about the botting problem in Eastern Plaguelands, where there's literally bots fly hacking from Light's Hope Chapel all the way to Stratholme. It's 4 mages and a druid. It's the party composition that has existed since actual WoW Classic era. Not era, just WoW Classic re-release in 2019. That's how they're farming the gold. There is a huge problem with gold selling, with botting, and there's only GDQP runs available, which really, it ruins the game. It ruins everything, and somehow even private servers have a better anti-cheat. Even Emerald Dream 10 years ago, Phoenix 10 years ago had a better anti-cheat than we have in the game right now, and I don't understand how that is possible. I just, it's mind-boggling to me, really. So anyways, my character was restored with the wrong name 2 years ago. There was nothing done about it. Since I am starting to make videos now, I don't want to have a random string of characters as my character name when I'm playing. Call me, I don't know, old-fashioned. I just like normal-ish names, or at least names that amount to something that you can pronounce. So what did I do? Well, you cannot actually change your name via the change name function service as would be possible in TBC Classic or Wrath of the Lich King Classic. Quick interjection. I find it quite interesting. This level 55 rare elite is here already in the 2003 alpha version, and he still is here. He's still here in the 1.12 version, and apparently he even drops a quest item, which I have no idea what that does. We're just gonna take it and see. Yeah, so back on topic, right? So I paid 25 euros, and I transferred my character to a different server, because if you make a character on that different server that already has the name of the character that you're transferring, you get a free name change out of it. It's not a free name change, obviously, it costs 25 euros. It's only free if your main goal is, transferring server and not changing your name. Now, I was under the impression, and absolutely 100% I agree, this is my fault. It's totally on me. I should have done my due diligence before taking action. I was under the impression that they lumped all the classic servers together. However, there are server clusters. That means that there's 8 servers here, 8 servers there, which you can like cross-realm play on the same server. So what that leads to is that there's only one cluster where there's actually people playing. That cluster is full of players, and all the other clusters are empty. Since I wanted to change my name, and I hoped that, I would get my old name back, most likely by going on an empty server, and I was under the assumption that it doesn't matter which server you go to for that to work, I chose a rather empty server. Now, what that means is that for 90 days, I am now transfer banned, and I cannot play on a server with players on it. As soon as I had noticed my mistake, and I must say I noticed my mistake 30 seconds after I initiated the transfer, there was nothing I could do about it. I couldn't change it, I couldn't stop it, and so I opened a ticket. And I already knew that this was going to be a clusterfuck the moment that I did open the ticket, because I have dealt with Blizzard in the past, and even getting my account restored after it had been hacked was a chore, and really, really, nerve-wracking, honestly, because nothing is... Yeah, nothing. You can't take anything for granted with customer service these days. Now, we are playing a live service game. Live service. Obviously, it's live because, it's being... Well, I mean, you would say it's being updated and, it's being worked on constantly. I'm not sure if that's really the case for WoW Classic. There are sometimes updates, there are sometimes bug fixes, but, the only thing that's really happening in real time, that being live, is my money going off my bank account to fund Blizzard every month, 13 euros, that I've been paying for 20 years, by the way. And there's not much service in that live service, because it's really hard to contact customer support. There's no way you can contact them through email. You can't contact them in game. You cannot call them on the phone anymore. 20 years ago, all of these things were an option. And once again, you might say, oh, back then the player base was not as large, so obviously it was easier for you to get in contact with someone at Blizzard. Yeah, that's true, but you would think that, the way business models work these days, the way that they're scaling, is that the more customers you have, the more people you have that are able to help you with your issue, right? Now imagine if anywhere in Central Europe I decide to buy any kind of item whatsoever, I can return that item for at least 2 weeks, sometimes up to a month, right? So if I had a problem with, let's say I buy a TV, I have a problem with the TV, obviously it's in the interest of the company selling me the TV to solve the issue, and if they couldn't solve it, to give me a refund, because they wouldn't want to get a bad rep, and they sure as hell want you to stay their customer and to recommend them further, right? And it's mind-boggling to me that in the digital space, this is not the case. It seems to be almost the opposite. They don't care whatsoever because they're going to get the money from somewhere else anyways, and that's going to be that. Or, another example, if you went to a proper restaurant, or, well, not a proper restaurant, but let's say to a good restaurant, then, I mean, it's 50-50 on that. If you order something, in my experience anyways, if you ordered something and you were unhappy with what you got. By the way, I've never done this before. I've just seen it happen, and I have friends in that are actually waiting, and I know that for a fact from what they told me. I have never done this before in my life, but I'm just saying, if you were to be unhappy with what you got for whatever reason whatsoever, they will take it back immediately and they won't charge you for it. And if they will charge you for it, then they will absolutely offer you a replacement, which, also loses the money. But why do they do that? Because they have an interest of keeping the customer happy and making sure that you come back and making sure that you keep recommending them. Because a restaurant in a microcosmos of like a city or a town can't afford to lose even that one customer because it just might have a ripple effect, right? Okay, so now that we have established that, let me tell you what happened. I explained my problem. I explained I had been hacked. I explained I had been, restored with the wrong character name. I explained that I paid 25 euros, even though I know it's not the main purpose of the service, just to get my character name changed. And the guy wrote me back 6-word reply, or whatever, 10 words. I don't know, I didn't count. Sorry, I can't help you because it's not allowed to change your character name on WoW Classic. Oh, well, really, is it? Thank you so much for your support, customer support guy. And look, I'm not bad mouthing people in customer support. I understand they have limited resources. I understand they have a lot of issues to address, and I understand that they can't do too much, right? But what is the point of having a customer support outside of weird sounds? What's the point of having a customer support? Wait, let me turn that off. It's a bit mind numbing. That's an interesting issue. I turned off all the sound and I still hear it. Anyways, what's the point of having a customer support when they can't fix anything in your game? Like, how is that a thing? Like, why do you have someone on the other end of the line if they can't fix anything that's not already being fixed by the automated ticketing service? I don't understand it, and honestly, like, yeah, it makes me sad because the only thing that's doing is it's telling me I am wasting my money here, which obviously I am, and so many other people also are. If you really think about what's going on in WoW Classic era, and even in Wrath of the Lich King, with the botting problem, with the gold selling problem, and nothing really is being done about it, we are all wasting our money here. And the only thing that that's doing is making me think, okay, well, they don't want me there. I don't have any other character on WoW Classic era. Why? Because I didn't want to pay 9 euros per character to have my character saved to WoW Classic era back in a day when it looked like WoW Classic era was going to be dead anyways, and I was going to be the only one. I almost didn't even save my rank 14 warrior to WoW Classic era because I don't have so much money. I was a student back then. I am a student now. So I don't have unlimited resources, and those 25 euros I paid to change my name are down the drain. And I would be willing to either pay another 25 euros to transfer back. I would be willing to have the transfer revoked and have the weird name. I don't care. Like, I just need a solution, right? And I am being denied a solution, and I think there's absolutely no excuse for that coming from a company. I don't understand how that can be possible, and really, I wish things were different. I wish there was still a proper helpline or something that could fix issues, and I wish that live service game actually meant live service game, because they're killing it right now. Like, I would recommend all of you to go watch Asima's video on the gold buying and gold selling and tell me that private servers are not the answer, because they are. They are literally forcing me to go on their play on unofficial servers, because those unofficial servers somehow are better policed and they actually work. And I have never seen a single bot or gold seller on a private server. Why, you might ask? Is it because they have a better security against these things? I don't think so. I just think that it's probably not worth it for the botters to be on those smaller servers to that extent. You know, maybe there's one or two, maybe they make a okay-ish, decent-ish living, but nowhere near what you can make on official servers. And that's the problem of our day and age in WoW. And that's why I am talking about this very, very specific issue that I'm having. First off, to tell you why I won't be making content on my rank 14 warrior. Secondly, to hopefully make you realize that these issues tie in. They are connected. There is no like report system that's being reviewed by a real person. There is just an automated report system because there is almost no customer support. There's almost no live support in a live service game. And that's the issue. And that's, why I was making the video that I made today. That being said, let's get on to, a little bit more cheerful matters, I suppose. I really love the fact that you guys seem to enjoy my videos, and I will continue to make them. I will get back to the hardcore classic WoW alpha leveling either today or tomorrow. And while I'm here, this is, by the way, the GM client for the WoW alpha. Interestingly enough, we have T-Boo's Blazing Longsword already in the game. I think it's the first epic ever added to the game. And I just wanted to showcase this, which I find quite interesting, is that, like I said, I will make a full video on this, but since we're already here. So Hyjal is already finished. Well, not already finished, but at least it has textures, it has, geometry, it has some trees, whereas Winterspring is not done at all. So I find it quite interesting that just 9 months later, in 2004, Winterspring would be done and Hyjal would be closed off, because the way it looks here seems to have been intended differently. Also interesting, in my opinion, is the fact that, when Classic released, Azshara was said to be the most unfinished zone of them all. And now here we are. It's more finished than Winterspring and more finished than even Tanaris and some other zones, but when it released, it was the most unfinished one. So anyways, with that out of the way, I thank you so much for watching, and please let me know in the comments what your stance on the whole live service issue is. And I understand, again, it's my problem, I made the mistake, but still, I wish that support actually meant support and not, another avenue where you're being denied help for a service that you're paying for. So that's kind of my stance. And what that means is, well, there's going to be more WoW Alpha Classic for me, and there's definitely going to be more WoW Turtle WoW, because, yeah, I feel like those service providers, if you want to call them that, those servers, they deserve the attention, and this company doesn't so much. So anyways, thank you so much, and I hope you enjoyed this rant, even though it's nothing more than a rant. And we're going to be getting back to semi-informative leveling content very, very soon. So stay tuned for that.